I just been counting, never lounging, climbing up mountains, bouncing back, step in the ring, about to step back. Yeah, learn hot when I get on the track. I like it louder the most. Watching all these shit just put down to the go. If I can't decide, I'ma probably get both. We can celebrate, but right now I'm a toast. Resurrect the ghost.
Hey, what's up, guys? I know it's been a super long time since we've uploaded, but we're back. We're here at Attack Performance, and we're here to see my new race bike. You guys ready? Let's go inside. These are all the bikes I won in Vegas. I don't know if you've ever seen Vegas Vacation, but it was kind of like that. I just put $1 and won a bike, put $1 and won a bike, put $1 and won a bike. I just ended up with all these sick bikes, so those are my bikes. Come on, man. That's Joseph. He builds all the engines for the race. America. There she is. It's my new race bike, my Yamaha R3. That's my real race bike. My Yamaha R1, my Attack Performance Yamaha R1, sponsored by Fresh and Lean. But this is a bike we're talking about today. This is my new 2021 Yamaha R3. The new upgraded forks. Look at this sexy dash. And this bike could be yours. Not. Okay, so this is my new bike for the CRA series that Dustin Coiner from Track Days is starting. We're gonna do I don't know how many videos we're gonna do, but it's gonna be probably a 4 or 5 part YouTube series on building this thing, on exactly the parts that I wanna put on it. And yeah, so we'll do probably 2 videos building it here in the shop with Joseph, who you just met. And then we'll probably do, 1 or 2 days of testing, and then we'll show some videos of us racing it. We'll have other videos coming out in between there, but this is what I'm really excited to show you. And yeah, so today we're just gonna go and kind of do a test ride. Got Lanky here with us, aka Nick Vandervet. We're gonna go on a ride up through, where are we going?
Santiago Canyon.
Santiago Canyon. I'm gonna get fully leathered up. Nick's already leathered up. Here. Let me show him. Looks like a goober. But I'm gonna get leathered up. We're gonna go through Santiago Canyon on the R3. Nick's got his 701 Supermoto, I think. And then Andy DeBrino's gonna join us on a little monkey. And we're just gonna have some fun. I'm sure we're gonna get some weird looks because we're gonna look like a circus. Super tall guy, super short guy, super mini bike, big bike. So it's gonna be really weird. There might be maybe 1 or 2 guys from Instagram that made a post just an hour ago just trying to get some people to come ride. But yeah, we're just gonna go have some fun. All right, really quick before we go, I came in the shop a little bit earlier just getting everything ready, and I noticed all these crazy wires that are sitting over here on the bench. I asked Richard if we could talk about it. He said, yeah. I don't know a lot about it, so I'm gonna have Richard come over and kind of tell you exactly what it is, but it's an engine harness, and it's crazy. I didn't know, but there's like hundreds of wires that go into this thing, and they have this like jig set up over here on the table. Come check it out. The walker's just going through and just following this path on this jig and just putting all these wires into this thing. This is basically what's gonna control the whole motorcycle. If one little wire is wrong, it could be disaster for us. The bike could not run. We go out to the grid and it doesn't work. So Walker's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders, so I'm gonna leave him alone, but we'll have Richard come over and kind of tell you exactly what it is. Richard's actually got the CRA shirt on. Let's see it. California Road Racing Association.
One of our sponsors, sort of. So here's a harness kind of the making. We have a board, we lay out the harness in. There's a special engine harness for our Morelli system. And as we build it, you can see all the ends get put on it. So this would be something like this. And the ECU would connect to here. Actually, this is part of the ECU main harness connects there. There's all the coils and things like that. And this is the lambda sensors and all the relays. It all comes together and eventually ends up on the motorcycle. I can show you over here what it looks like. Hard to see, but those 2 connectors that we had here, if you want to have a look in there, it's all hidden inside here. And it all comes in and connects to the ECU, and all the different sensors go there, and the air box and everything else. And if you walk around this way, you'll see where all the lambda sensors, everything's kind of hidden. It's all back there, and all the connects right there. So yeah, that's the heart of the motorcycle and the way we do things here.
Mad scientist.
That's it.
Alright, I don't know if you guys have ever heard the Monster R3 startup, but this is the first startup. I haven't done anything, so it might not even start. Here we go. Is your mic gonna be able to handle it, or is it gonna be like all muffled because this thing's so powerful?
Why did it just turn off?
I don't know. Oh, there's probably no gas. Oh, it's on empty. It's like flashing. Dude, I need to get one of those, this soft shell cabinets that you have. Oh, yeah. Hey. I gave that guy $20 last week to forklift this out of the truck. Because it was in a crate. He's just like this tweaker dude that works next door. He's driving a forklift. I'm like, hey, can I give you 20 bucks to take this thing out? Dude, he almost dropped it once and then almost hit the van like 3 times. Dude, everyone was tripping out. Want to help me? I was gonna ride it up, but I don't know.
It's R3, you can't muscle it in.
You can't push this in there. You can push this in there?
I think you can do it. Let's go for it.
I was a little worried. Alright guys, just finished up the ride, or actually half the ride. Nick's still got to go ride home, I got to ride home, but we're about 65 miles in on this stock 2021 R3. Super happy with it. At first was a little worried because I'm going to ride with guys on a lot bigger, faster bikes, and I didn't want to be the odd one out on a small bike. You know, we all know how that feels. But after riding it, literally within minutes of riding it, I realized how fun it was, because riding a big bike, I'm not afraid to admit it, I'm kind of scared sometimes, because not only do you have to worry about the cars and all your surroundings, but you have to worry about all that power. You got to worry about, the weight of the bike. Everything kind of goes into it. So riding this bike was actually pretty fun, because I didn't have to stress about this stuff, and my mind could just be clear about my surroundings and just enjoying the ride. And I could just flick it around. It was so easy to ride, and it went fast enough. It gets up to like 90 miles an hour or something like that. So it's definitely not too slow for the road, for sure. There's no road that you can't pretty much keep up with anybody on, unless you're flat out on a straightaway, on a freeway somewhere and you're trying to race your buddies, which you shouldn't be doing. But we'll get into kind of what I'm gonna do to the bike whenever we, go to the track. So right now it's stock, completely stock. Just took it out of the crate literally days ago. The next video that we do, we'll be adding some parts to it. I'll go over what I'm gonna do, plus, a little bit of information as to why I'm gonna add those parts, so it's not just, hey, I'm putting this on and that's it. And then you're like, okay, what's the point? So I'll go over that a little bit with you. And then once we install the parts, we'll go to the track and test it out. We might do a one track ride with the bike completely stock, so we can do a before and after and kind of let you guys know how it went. But for sure, the first thing I'm gonna do is be removing ABS, because I'm gonna be riding this on the track. I think for the street, ABS is great. For those of you that don't really know what ABS is, it keeps the bike, I'm pretty sure it keeps tires from locking up. So if you hit something slippery or it's wet, you lock up the brakes, it's gonna keep you from locking the tire up and crashing. It's gonna keep the tire rolling. So it'll release the brakes a little bit and allow you to keep rolling. Like I said, for the street it's great, but for the track, I feel the pulsing in the brakes, so it's kind of like, I go hard on the brakes, I feel it release a little bit, so I don't want that. I want to be able to give the brakes, 100% of my power and just control it with my hands and not have the thing doing anything. So ABS is gone for the track. Next thing I'll do is remove the bars, because with these stock bars, I have limited, there's limited, what would you say? movability. That's not a word. Limited
movement.
I can only move them a certain amount.
Mobility?
In, you know,
Mobility?
out or in. Adjustability. Oh my God. So I can move them a little bit out or a little bit in because they have like these, I don't even know what you would call them, like locks in them to where you can't. But what's wrong with that, for those of you who don't know, is whenever you have bars that are, you know, locked in, especially from the stock, they're pretty narrow, pretty in like this. So you don't have much control over the bike. Whenever it's like this, you get in a head shake, the thing kind of, you know, tank slapper, it moves around, you don't have much control over it, right? You don't have the leverage that you would have with having your bars open a little bit. It also helps you with the counter steering and, you know, input to the bars by having them a little bit wider, which I can't do right now. So that's why I'm going to be moving from stock bars. I'll be going to Attack Performance bars that are not available now, but he's making them, so they will be available soon. Next thing is going to be the rear sets, 100%, because the ground clearance, the adjustability, and the feeling of the stock pegs is not good for me. I want a peg that's sharp, like the Attack Performance peg, so I can really dig my feet into it. I want a peg that's small on the tip, not, you know, big. There's a lot of companies that are really fat, and I don't like that. I want to have, you know, very minimal feeling on my foot, nothing to kind of block what I'm trying to do, movement on the foot. I move a lot on the edge of the foot peg in the middle of the corners, so I want to be able to do that. The sharp pegs, because I want the grip, right? It needs to be super sharp. I know it kind of eats into your boots when they're sharp, but I promise you'll be super happy with that. Next thing that we're gonna do is probably put a quick shifter so that I can, you know, hold the throttle wide open and shift, which is huge. It's a huge gain over the stock stuff, because just say, for example, driving out of a corner, you know, the rear is sliding a little bit, I gotta chop the throttle to do a upshift. When I do that, it's upsetting the chassis and moving the tire around. When I have the quick shifter, I can just hold the thing wide open, drive out of the corner, and smoothly shift gears and not have to upset the chassis like that. Where are we at? I'm lost. Next thing, probably get a tune. So Attack Performance provides tunes. They're a sponsor of mine. It's easiest for me, and I think they do the best job, so I'll go to Joseph. He will put a tune on this thing. After that, probably just do an exhaust. The Krapovic exhaust is the exhaust I'm gonna do. They sponsor the team. It's a great exhaust. They've won world championships, and I think it probably makes great power. I'm not gonna do like a test between a bunch of exhausts, because I just want something that's better than stock, louder for the street, and gives me good performance. So we'll go with the Krapovic exhaust. That's probably all we're gonna do for now, and just see how it goes. As I said before, we're gonna do the CRA series, which is Dustin's series. I'm gonna basically be making this bike, probably doing as many of the modifications as I can that are allowed in the rules, and just have some fun with it. So if you guys have done anything to R3s, any builds, let me know, you know, what you like on R3s, or just mini bikes, smaller bikes in general. We're open to anything, any ideas. Maybe you got some tricks. Oh, I forgot about the suspension, duh. So we're gonna do Olin's cartridge kit in the front and Olin's shock in the rear. That's gonna help a ton on the track. On the street, probably not the biggest thing that I need to add, but on the track, 100%, that will be going on before probably most of the other stuff. It'll be at least with that first run of things. That's going to be a huge performance upgrade. Right now, the soft stuff, there's no adjustability on it. If there is, it's very minimal. It's very pogo-y. I don't like that, especially on the track. I'm lighter and I'm still getting a little pogo from it. Not bad, but once again, we're on the street, not on the track. So we want some stiffer springs in there. Olin's has always been the best in my opinion. That's who I go with first before anybody else. So we'll do the cartridge kit and the shock. I'll get that from Fast Bike Industries. I'll link it in the bio below. Dave Barron is the owner of the company. He's a friend of mine, and he's been on race teams with me. I trust him, so that's who I'll be going with to service my stuff and to install it. If you guys want to see anything special on this bike, let us know. Otherwise, we're going to be probably building the thing in the next video and then going and testing it. And yeah, I'm just super excited to ride it. I've never actually owned my own race bike. I own this bike. I'm going to be racing it, so it's pretty cool. I get to build it exactly how I want and tell you guys and share all the information with you and just have fun on it. So like I said, if you got anything you want to add, or you'd like to see on it, just let us know and let's have some fun. Glad to be uploading YouTube videos again. I know you guys have been asking for a while, so pumped on it. Swapped over to a ride this year. I'm super pumped. I'm not going to do the whole, this is the best helmet, buy this, because I don't think that you need to know that. Rye's been around for a long time, trusted by many world champions, trusted by a lot of my heroes. The biggest thing that I was happy with, honestly, about this thing was how comfortable it was to wear today for 2 hours, and how quiet it was. I don't have to wear earplugs with it, and I could still hear everything on the outside, but the thing was super quiet. So super happy with it. We're gonna be doing a lot of stuff on this helmet, just learning about it. There's a lot of a lot of work that goes into these helmets, and I want to know about it. I'm not very knowledgeable about it right now, but I want to learn and, you know, probably show you guys the same stuff that I learned. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.